And a story you saw breaking on Action News today at noon. A dispute between two neighbors takes a deadly turn. 7 Action News reporter Kimberly Craig is live in East Point. Kim, is this neighbor claiming self-defense today?
Well, Jeff, we really don't know what he's telling police, but that's what his relatives are suggesting. Take a look behind me here. The man who was killed, Daryl Bohannon, lived in that second house on the block, and in the yellow house to the right lives the man who pulled the trigger.
I could only hear the gunshot go off, and as soon as I heard that, I knew somebody was in trouble.
It was a single shot from a .45 caliber handgun that hit 57-year-old Daryl Bohannon in the leg and killed him. And the person East Point police say pulled the trigger is Bohannon's next-door neighbor.
My understanding was these two gentlemen were good friends, so obviously something happened to change that this morning, and we're investigating what that could have been. At
least one neighbor says he could hear the men arguing over a debt. Bohannon supposedly owed his 48-year-old neighbor some money. Mikhail Campos heard the gunshot just after Bohannon shut his garage door.
He closed that door, and the next thing I know is they were arguing about money, and you're going to pay me and this and that, and the next thing I knew was the gunshot, and I hurried up and called 911.
Evidently he had to feel threatened by some kind of way, with the guy.
Richard Robinson's cousin is the man who pulled the trigger, and he says he was actually on the phone with him around 10 o'clock this morning when it sounded as if Bohannon walked into his cousin's house.
Actually, he told me to hold on. He set the phone down, and when he set the phone down, I heard they kept telling him to get out the house.
Telling his neighbor to get out of his house.
And the guy kept threatening to hurt. The guy was using all kind of foul language towards him and stuff like that or whatever.
Right now, East Point police do not have any information that Bohannon was inside his neighbor's house. We're told he was shot in his own driveway. And while police say Bohannon did not have a gun on him, a knife was found nearby. But it's unclear if Bohannon was using it as a weapon.
If anything went on, or somehow, the reason that it happened, it had to be because it's like he protecting his household or his family.
Whether it appears to be a case of self-defense, though, will first be up to prosecutors. And Joanne, that 48-year-old neighbor, remains under arrest. We also understand his wife was taken in for questioning. Back to you.
All right.